Let's be honest. Have you ever felt like you're spending way more time configuring your web projects than, actually building them? Well, today we're going to dive into Nuxt, a framework that was literally designed to solve that exact problem. Let's see how it pulls it off. I mean, if you're a developer, you know the drill, right? You spend hours wrestling with build tools, manually wiring up every single route, importing every little component. It can be a total nightmare, and it just drains your productivity and your creativity. And that's exactly where Nuxt comes in. Its entire reason for being is to get rid of that frustration. The goal is simple: create a development experience that feels intuitive and powerful for you, the developer, while delivering a blazing fast, performant website to your users. So what exactly is Nuxt? At its heart, it's a web framework that's built on top of another incredibly popular framework, Vue.js. But it's designed to add a whole lot of structure and superpowers right out of the box. The best way to think about it is this. Nuxt takes all the flexibility and power of Vue.js and then gives it a smart set of rules and sensible defaults. This is what we call a convention-based approach. It means you can build production-ready, full-stack applications from day one without having to sweat all the small decisions yourself. So how does it actually do all this? Well, the magic, if you want to call it that, is all about automation. Nuxt is built on a simple but powerful idea: convention over configuration. In plain English, that just means it's designed to automatically handle all the boring, repetitive tasks for you, so you don't have to. And wow, this slide really lays out the difference. In a traditional setup, you're in there manually defining every single page route and writing import statements for every component. With Nuxt, you just create a file in a specific folder, and boom, you have a new route. Your components, they're just automatically available. It's a huge shift in how you work, and it saves so much time. So what's the payoff for all this automation? Well, it's pretty huge. First, you just write way less boilerplate code. That means your development cycles get a lot faster. And maybe most importantly, you get to focus your brainpower on building cool features, not messing with config files. Plus, you get things like optimized code and full TypeScript support baked right in with zero setup required. Okay, now let's get into what a lot of people consider Nuxt's absolute killer feature. It's something that historically was a massive pain to set up on your own: server-side rendering, or SSR for short. So what in the world is SSR? All right, imagine you order some furniture. A typical app sends you a flat pack box. That's the JavaScript, and you have to build it yourself in your browser. With SSR, the furniture arrives from the server fully assembled as a complete HTML page. You can see it and use it instantly. And the beautiful part is, Nuxt handles this whole dance for you. The server does the heavy lifting and builds the page. The browser gets that finished page and can show it to the user right away. Then, while the user's looking at the page, the JavaScript loads in the background. This last step is called hydration, and it's when the page comes alive and becomes fully interactive. The benefits here are just massive. First, your users feel like the page loads way faster. And second, it's a game changer for SEO. Why? Because search engines, like Google, are way better at reading simple, plain HTML than they are at running a bunch of JavaScript. By sending them a finished page, you're basically spoon-feeding them your content, which can seriously boost your search rankings. But wait a minute. How is Nuxt doing all this server stuff? What's the engine humming under the hood? Well, the answer is a super powerful server engine called Nitro. You see, Nitro is the secret sauce that takes Nuxt from being just a front-end tool and turns it into a true full-stack framework. It's the engine that powers everything on the server, from rendering your pages to creating API endpoints and so much more. And when you're ready to go live, Nitro performs some serious magic. It takes your entire application, the front end, the back end, everything, and bundles it into one single, lightweight, and super optimized directory called .output. And the best part? This bundle has zero dependencies, making it incredibly small and portable. And that is the key. That one little folder gives you insane flexibility. Because it's so minimal and self-contained, you can deploy your application pretty much anywhere JavaScript can run. We're talking traditional Node.js servers, modern serverless platforms, or even right out on the edge for incredible global performance. Okay, so we've talked about all these big, powerful ideas, but what does a Nuxt project actually look like when you're working in it? It all comes down to a really organized directory structure. The best way to think of it is like a pre-organized toolbox. Every tool has its place, so it's easy to find what you need and just get to work. This table is basically your map to that toolbox. Remember when we talked about file-based routing? Well, that all happens right here in the slash pages directory. And those auto-imported components? They live in slash components. Want to build an API for your app? Just drop a file in the slash server slash API folder. This structure is what makes all that awesome automation possible. And really, this quote from the official docs just nails it. Nuxt takes care of all this stuff so you can focus on what actually matters. This isn't about being restrictive. It's about giving you freedom. Freedom from the boring stuff so you can focus on the creative work of building something amazing. Ultimately, that's what it all boils down to. When a framework gets out of your way, when it removes all that friction and eliminates the hours you used to spend on configuration, you're left with more time and more energy. So the real question is, what will you build with it?